Hey guys, welcome back to another video here in the Alpha Pack shop. This is part 2 of the Polaris Sportsman 550 EPS build. Let's get into this. And like that, the cover's installed. Good to go. Went ahead and put the crossbar back on. Took the liberty of cleaning up where the A-arms ride on the frame and greased them up so they're all lubed up, ready to go. The rear diff here is all slimed up as well, good to go. That beautiful Highlifter 1000 new diff is ready for insertion of some axles. So here's the old axle. I cleaned up the end, went ahead and got it all greased up. It's ready for insertion. Got the other one over there, the new one, ready for insertion. So let's insert some axles. Rear axle insertion is now complete. That was easy. Banged them in with the rubber maul, good to go. Now we can move on to the A-arms and the shocks. And shashaw! All the parts are laid out, ready for installation. Here we go. Alright guys, this is how I go about flattening my axle nuts. So, before I put the shocks on and stuff, I like to do that, especially for the first time. And I use number 2 on here. I like to spin this, if I can. There we go. That's those new bearings in there. So, I go about all the way with a 2, and then it's almost lined up, so then I'll bump it over and line up the closest hole with a 3. There we go, right there. That should be perfect. Yep, that should be good. Still got to go around and tighten up all the A-arm bolts, but we'll get those in a second. All right, almost there. Let's see. The washers I have in there are from Harvey's ATV parts. There it is. So I get all my bearings from him, his company, and the clutches from him. Got a lot of success with the mother clutchers. I must say, I'm happy with all the ones I have on all my units. So, and every one I put on anyone else's, they've had no issues with. So I'm continuing to use the mother clutcher part anyway. All right, well, I need some cotter pins. So those are done. Yeah, lined up, good to go. I can put this up, and now I'm gonna go around and tighten up all the bolts for the panels.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
And that cotter pin. And then the other one. Put on the other side. This. Let's see. Oh yeah. Nice and smooth. Everything's good. Noticing, of course, something right here. Let's see. Let's go back. This stud is trying to pull out. I don't need no extra stuff to be dealing with this leaf. So it's like no matter how you, no matter what you do, you always got something trying to fight you with this stuff. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry about that. The GoPro that. Well, and what's cool about this, I figured out about this GoPro, you can plug it into a wall. So that's how I have it right now, which is so cool. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, you got to plug in, no battery in it, and that's how I'm recording that. This thing's really going to help me with doing these videos for you guys. I'm telling you what, because it's hard for me to hold a phone in these greasy hands all the time and film while I try to assemble all this stuff. So I should have opened that box a long time ago. Alright, there is so these are those new bushings in here that are one solid piece. Alright, custom shop bushings. So that front camera again, Derek Goodland. Made in the USA, baby. So I like them, they look good. We're going to use them, check them out, see how they do, and let them know. There it is. So the top and bottom are different size parts. And they have different size parts. There. Where's my damn ball? There. Sometimes they just need a little persuasion to go in, you know?
Boom. Like that. Little persuasion. This thing has seen better days. That's for sure. It'll be good to go though after these here. Alright. Just like so. Good. Put this one on next. First. Let's close that. Good. Okay. Maybe this is one of the cheaper axles, so it's got that big rubber. I hate it. They don't like fun. We'll put it that way. We won't rub on it. Take this one. Yep, okay. Of course. Well, like I said, this thing will fight you the entire way. It has. Everything I've done on this bike is fought me. Let me spin that. Where's my handy punch up? Take this. Take this like now. So we should just slide it. Shoot, buddy. There it be. Put these nuts on here. Like I said, man, this thing is hard to get to. Like I said, we're gonna put this one this way. It won't hit that boot. If it's the other way, it's gonna rub on that boot. Yep. Yeah. That's where my handy dandy ratchet wrench. I use this ratchet wrench moving to 15. I've done so many bikes, so many Polarises. I like that they use one size bolt for everything. So 15 here, so we get 12, 13 pins. Nice little bit. You want to use a non-ratchet. So you don't throw the ratchet part in the wrench. Cobalt though. And Husky, if you break it, bring it back and give you a replace quite a few. Alright, shocks are in, guys. Haha! What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think, guys. This one's been definitely it's been something else. I can't say on here, put it that way. Unfortunately, be a plane or something going over here right now. But anyway, I gotta do this. So here's the back, got the box ring on, set place, and then I put every single bolts. Here. Yeah, that's okay. What? Yeah. Alright. Don't want break those. We got plastic in it between them. Should be good there. Box is in. Got the lights around it. So, that was quick and easy. Didn't bite me. One thing. Alright, next, what we got? Something. Well, I'm gonna have to go get what's next because it must be outside. So we run out there and grab, I guess, the back.
Okay, so got the back, got the snorkels. So before we put the back on, we're gonna run these, hook them up, just like that. We'll hook this one up down here, like that. Tighten those up, and then we can throw the back on. So here we go. All right, so the snorkels are in. Now we can throw on this big thing. Blam! Not hard to do with one hand. Damn, that's big. All right. Well, we'll have to see if I got any bolts for any of this shit. Well, so apparently I got ahead of myself and put the back on, not thinking about the footwell. So, real quick, I'm gonna clean these up, lube them up, and get the footwells mounted so that when I put the back on, it'll sit right on top of it. So here we go, getting this done. Okay, so the footwells are in. Now I'm going to the back. Oh, there we go. So I'll get this sucker out.
hold it down, and get the push pin, where to go, and then we shall move on from there. That's how we do it.
All right, the uni's oiled up, ready to go. It's just drying, and it's gonna get slapped over here into this air box. I went ahead and found some new screws to hold this on. So, yep, I'm gonna throw that in, and then that'll be done. And then we're gonna move on to the front. And like that, the uni's installed. Good to go, bro. Got it oiled up yesterday. It's nice and tacky and sticky. I don't want to touch it. Put the cap on it. Got the gasket in there. Everything's good on the air box. I wanted to go ahead and get the vent lines taken care of. These two, the transmission and rear diff, were just kind of in this area, and they were real low, so I went ahead and wired them together and ran them to where all the other vent lines are going to be placed. So that's all taken care of. Vent lines, air box, that's done. All right, so moving on, we have the regulator over here, rectifier regulator, that's supposed to mount right here, and then the wire goes through and it plugs in down here. Well, it's too short. So I don't know if this is, not the one for this machine or what, but it's just too short. So my options are I either mount it here above the battery or cut these wires and extend them so that it'll reach, and then I can mount it in its original location. So I'll figure that out in a little bit. Waiting on the battery and the brake lever that I had to order. Waiting on those to get in. Once those get in, I'll know if that's going to even be an option to put it on top. I don't want it to hit anything when I put the front and lid on and everything. So we'll check that out. I'm gonna try and get the pod situated as good as I can. It's kind of broken. So anyway, I'm gonna try and work on getting that to where it'll actually mount up right and look okay. So here we go.
This out, my dudes. So yesterday, whenever I was wrenching on the back end of this bike, I smashed my hand against the frame and cut my knuckles open and stuff. And apparently a spider got me as well at the same time. And now my hand is all swollen, red, and it's got this yellow ooey gooey coming out of it. Whenever I make a fist, this sucker sucks, man. I do remember seeing brown widows on this thing whenever I was cleaning it. I thought I got them all with Dawn soap and water and killed them all, but apparently not. When these bikes sit up in barns, containers out in the outside, black widows, brown widows down here in the south, we live in South Louisiana. So picked up something and it infected me with its STD or whatever it had in it. And now my hand, looks like this. We'll see how it progresses. Hopefully it starts getting better and not worse. But anyway, let's move on to the bike instead of my hand. So what I've done to the lower pod here is I didn't want to take these wires off the cigarette lighter thing, charger. I don't even know if it works or not, but whatever. I want to be able to hook it up. So I went ahead and put some connector ends on it. And then on this side, I went ahead and extended the wires because they were real short to where I could plug them in easily and pull the lower pod out if I need to. So we'll hook those up, heat them up, and it'll shrink all this rest of that plastic over them, and they won't go anywhere until you really want them to come off. Got the wires all situated up here, ready to roll. So I'm gonna start. Whoosh. Check these bad boys out, guys. My neighbor up the road, Jeff, he got me these as a gift the other day, and I've been using the heck out of them. These are flush cutters for zip ties. So I do not ever use anything but these. Check this out. So you pull them, and then you can, nothing there, flush as can be, no getting poked by a zip tie anymore. Woo! I like these. Thank you, Jeff. Preach. These are snap-ons. Only the best, right? So we're moving on. Got that done. Got the light kind of halfway thrown in here, which is the way it's going to have to be. They didn't want to get a new pod piece, so until I get the top on, this sucker's just going to flop around in here. The bracket that holds it here is broke. The screw holes that hold the bottom of the pod are broke. This side of the part here that holds the light, yep, that's also broke. This here is the only thing holding that light in right now. So I'm gonna have to push this up, hold it in place, put the top on after everything's plugged in, and try to screw it all together, and hopefully it'll hold itself together. We'll have to see. This is the only piece here holding the back of the whole bottom part up, so we'll see how that goes in just a second. There should be. Pod's installed. It's a little crooked, but it'll work.
Got some new hardware I put in there. It's holding it all nice and tightly together. So it's looking like it'll be all right. I went ahead and dielectric greased the connectors and stuff in here for the ignition and the dash here. So pod is done. Now I can move on to hooking up the regulator rectifier here, down here by the motor, and then I will probably extend these wires so that I can mount it here. And so that'll sit like it should. Then I'll go ahead and throw on the front plastics and we'll start getting the front end all buttoned up. So here we go. I got her in, but this is as far as I could get it, guys. So it didn't matter if I went there, anywhere around here. It didn't matter. I tried every hole, every orifice, all of it. I stuck it all over the place. And this is as close as I can get it to the original mounting points. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but we're just going to go with the flow and deal with that later. We'll go ahead and I went ahead and threw these plastics on and came over here to look at where I got to hook it up. And when I looked up, I'm about to poke my eye out with this long sucker here. Boy, look at that clamp. You ever seen a longer clamp? Holy moly. We're going to go ahead and replace that. And this was the one on the bottom. It's definitely all bent up. So yeah, both of those got to go. So about to grab 2 clamps. Shiny new clamps. Check. Got them nice and tight. So the fuel tank hookup is completed. Got the push pins for the footwells and the top of the front plastics. I went ahead and just mounted up, or roughly just set it on there, the front. It is missing all the hardware for that and the headlights. Those, I don't know where they're at, but it's not getting headlights. I'm gonna have to scrounge up some hardware out of somewhere else because my little Polaris bolt stuff over here, I've gone through all of that with this thing and used everything I could, but it has a lot of missing hardware, so I gotta find some somewhere. I'll figure that out. After that gets hooked up, we can put the bumper on, and then we can move on to some tires at some point. Once I get some lug nuts, because this is right here what it came with. There are literally 8 lugs here. I think there was 2 on each wheel, and they were 4 of the what are these? It's 10 by 1.25, and that is what the threads are, but there were also 4 of the 38 by 24. Is that what that is? Yep. Which are not the correct thread pitch, and they won't even thread on there. I don't even know where they were, but they'll kind of barely, and I think all the threads are boogered up on them. So I'd rather it tear up the lug nuts though than the studs. So got to get some lug nuts so we can put on some tires. Just another one of those unforeseen costs that this bike has undertaken. It's getting a little ridiculous with that, but can't have, we have to have lug nuts to hold the tires on. That's like one of those you can't go without, which has been a lot of this. Clutch, rear diff, lug nuts, bolts, all kind of issues and stuff, clamps, you name it, vent lines. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you got to have on here that we had to add. Oh, hey guys, y'all are still there? Good. I appreciate y'all watching the build and being on the channel. If y'all would, if you haven't already, go hit that like and subscribe and bell for notifications. I'd appreciate it. I have here some of the parts and companies that I used on the build, and I want to go over a couple of them with you real quick. In no way, shape, or form am I affiliated with any of these people. I'm not at all. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm just like everybody else. I buy my parts just like you do. So, but I wanted to go ahead and thank them anyway, because when I find some good stuff, I like to share it with you all on here. So real quick, here we go. Harvey's ATV Parts, inventor of the Mother Clutcher brand clutching, and he is great. I get my bearings from him. I've got primaries. Everything I've ever put in any bike from him is still kicking, and I haven't had any issues with anything. Thank you, Harvey. Appreciate it. Custom shock bushings, Derek Goodland. Here's his card. You want to pause it real quick and get that info, go check him out. For any custom bushings or bushings for your bikes, he's got, bushings for all kind of different shocks, motors, I'm sure, all kind of stuff, but he'll make you anything you want. Go hit him up. Caltrix is what I use for cheap stuff like brake pads or batteries or whatever. Power Sports Nation, I get a lot of used parts from them. I think I got the rear diff from them. Appreciate it. I also got the shaft with the diff, which was nice. OEM Cycles, I get stuff from them. I think I got the Uni air filter from them. Appreciate it. I get that on eBay as well. I only use Uni filters. Gates I also got on eBay. I get all my stuff on eBay. Gates, I use them in everything I have. I've never had any issues, so why change, right? Find something you like, stick with it. Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one off here. If y'all would, please hit that like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and we'll see you in part 3 of the 2012 Polaris Sportsman EPS build. Y'all take it easy.